For 2 decades, a revolution in finance has been unfolding online. It's a story of innovation meeting necessity, of technology expanding access to credit for millions. But this emerging industry needed a voice. This is the story of the Online Lenders Alliance.
I want to first give credit to the gentleman who founded the organization, because when they first got into business, they were learning. They were the tech entrepreneurs who were trying to figure out how to provide access to credit to people in their homes.
When I first started in the industry, there was not a unified voice. There were many voices in a room, but we weren't speaking collectively.
The early days that I was involved in online lending, it was the wild, wild west. We didn't know what we were supposed to do. We didn't really understand the regulations and the rules. They were evolving very quickly.
The challenge for people in the online lending industry, the tech industry, is that policymakers really don't know much about the industry, and they certainly didn't in 2005. And so it was really incumbent on the leaders of the industry to help explain to policymakers, both at the federal level and at the state level, what providing access to credit really means.
You have to have the conversations early and often so people start to view, you as a company, you as an industry, as a legitimate player.
The most challenging event that occurred was Operation Choke Point. And in fact, in about this time in 2013, in August, when Congress was on recess, Dan Gans and the federal lobbying team were able to work with members of Congress to get over 40 signatures on a letter that effectively brought Operation Choke Point to light and stopped it.
I remember when Operation Choke Point came in, I had just started in the space, literally within a few months. And overnight, I remember the company's revenue being halved, and then the next day it got halved again. There were lenders who had $50 million portfolios on the street that lost everything overnight.
That was an absolute killer for the industry. It was absolutely regulatory overreach, and OLA was instrumental in getting that perspective on the Hill.
Surviving Operation Choke Point proved the industry's resilience, but it also cemented a vital need to not just defend against attacks, but to lead from the front. For OLA, that meant advocating for the industry while holding it to a higher standard through its comprehensive best practices.
OLA's best practices have helped a lot. They are there as guidelines to make sure that the consumers are treated fairly.
The OLA is absolutely a signal of reputation and credibility. We know that lenders who are working with the OLA are adhering to regulatory and compliance standards that are critical to do business in such a highly regulated space. It's absolutely a sign of trust.
I always try to buy from trade association members, from OLA members. So you'll find most of our vendors are members, and we encourage them to become members if they're trusted partners.
When we see lenders are part of OLA, that means that the lenders have been around, they get what's important, they're prioritizing compliance, they're prioritizing advocacy, and it usually gives us more confidence to work with them.
OLA brings kind of a trust factor to the table, and when you're a new lender, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for trust, you're looking for new ideas, and you're looking for collaboration and to learn. And I think it brings that to you instantaneously.
The OLA has an important role to play in ensuring that emerging technology, emerging data, emerging scores, AI, the OLA has a very critical role to play in ensuring that all of those new things are deployed and implemented responsibly within the lending network.
A strong OLA means that lenders can finally focus on doing what they do best, providing credit to borrowers who have not a lot of options.
The 20th anniversary of the OLA is really a strong signal of the growth of alternative lending in the financial landscape. What was an idea 20 years ago is now a fully fledged organization with hundreds of members growing every day.
I remember when Mark Curry had the vision to create this group, to focus on advocacy, and I think that mission has been fulfilled and continues to be fulfilled as we look for the future.